Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Early Edge presented by BetMGM. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday. Plenty of college basketball left for us, some NBA, some MLB on the slate as well. A beautiful, beautiful Sunday for us to bet on some sports. So before we get into today, let's take a look back at yesterday. We've had better days. Did all right with Joe Girard. UFC, not our best night here, but you know what? This recap screen, this is what today's about, the Sunday recovery team. And I'm bringing in just the crew to get us right on this awesome, beautiful Easter Sunday. So we got Larry. We got Snyder. Snyder, 4-0 so far in the picks on the early edge. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's true. So we're on a good streak. And I also want to point out my MLB partner in crime, AMAGs, he was 2-0 yesterday. So as a team, we're 6-0. So I got to keep this train rolling.
Absolutely. Larry, how are we feeling about last night's basketball games? Any big shocks there for you?
I mean, when a team goes on a 30-0 run against an elite offense like Illinois, that's a big time statement. But I think getting this Alabama-UConn match, I'm not saying, I mean, I've been on UConn basically every single week, and I probably will continue because they've been such an ATM. But Alabama is the kind of team that you see when those guys are clicking that maybe they can keep this interesting. You know, I hope we get at least some drama in the Final Four.
I know. That's all you can root for. Just good games for the plot. That's where I'm at right now, that my bracket's pretty busted with the Creighton Blue Jays. But nonetheless, let's kick it back to the MLB, where we're seeing a lot of green check marks here. It's time for you, Snyder. I know you got a lot of plays for us today, a lot of games on the slate, so let's hear it.
Yeah, so the first thing I wanted to do is focus in on some team totals on some offenses that have been rolling so far. A lot of the times going into the season, we say pitchers are ahead of hitters, and you see a lot of low scoring. A lot of cold weather kind of leads to that as well. But so far what we've seen, and I know it's an incredibly small sample, we've seen a lot of the elite offenses going absolutely crazy, such as the Orioles, such as the Rangers, such as the Dodgers. I'm 2-0 on Dodgers team totals so far. One of those elite offenses, the Atlanta Braves. They've scored 21 runs in 2 games so far against the Phillies. And those are games started by Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola, who you would think, hey, those are a couple frontline starting pitchers. It doesn't really matter with the Braves. They had to wait until Wheeler was taken out of the game on opening day. They jumped all over Nola yesterday. So I'm on the Braves team total over 4.5. Ranger Suarez on the hill for the Phillies. He's had several good outings against them. He threw really well against them in the playoffs, but they feasted on left-handed pitching last year, and this is essentially the same offense. So I think they're going to jump on Ranger today. Even if they don't, they're going to get to that Phillies bullpen. We only need to get to 5 runs here. They did that with ease in both of the first 2 games. Plus, Austin Riley so far has been one of the guys that has not really gotten involved yet. I'm going to say he's due law of averages. I'm going to go Austin Riley over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs in his career against Ranger Suarez, including the playoffs. He's 7 for 20 with 2 home runs. He sees the ball really well against Suarez. Last time he saw him was in the playoffs, and he hit a home run. So we're going to go with Riley here. He's going to get things on track. He's going to be a big part of their offense today. Also, I mentioned the Orioles. I want to go over to Baltimore there, and I want to play the Orioles team total as well on the over. They scored 24 runs in their first 2 games. The Angels are terrible. The Angels are so bad, they had to have a team meeting after 2 games. 2 games out of 162, and we're already having a team meeting. Get out of here with that. The bullpen is in shambles already. Reed Detmer's on the hill for the Angels. Terrible on the road. In his career, over 5 ERA. Last year on the road, over 5 ERA. Orioles offense is amazing. Gunnar Henderson clicking on all cylinders already. Love the Orioles in this one. So 2 team totals on juggernaut offenses, and especially with the Orioles, I love it because they're playing a terrible pitching staff. And I'm going to go with Austin Riley to get things back on track. Those are my 3 for today. But again, look at those team totals all over the board for teams like the Rangers, teams like the Dodgers.
All right. I love to hear it. When I see you back, I see AMAG's back, I get all excited. It means it's spring. Summer's around the corner too. Love to see it. All right. If you want to place any of these bets, you can do so at BetMGM. New BetMGM customers can sign up today and get up to $1,500 in bonus bets. Just place your first wager of at least $10 and you will receive up to $1,500 instantly if your bet loses with bonus code EDGE. That is EDGE EDGE. All right. We got more to get to, but before we do that, let's hear a word from one of our partners.
The best couch potatoes come from Pluto TV country.
And these taters, they like all sorts of different things.
Survivor Channel, Ink Master Channel.
If it's got a spaceship in it, I'm probably watching it.
3 channels dedicated to CSI.
Whatever mood you're in, it's going to be easy watching.
All right, welcome back to the Early Edge presented by BetMGM. We got a lot more to get through. I'm going to start us off here. I'm going over to college basketball, going to NC State Duke here. Now I'm looking at the over 142.5. This open around 143. We're seeing the public steam this down a little bit, which I like because I think this is a buy low spot. I think we're looking at some wrong narratives here. Look, this is a team. Both of these teams have had aggressively low 3-point shooting up until this point in the tournament. I think we regress back up to what both of these teams are comfortable doing. NC State in particular, I'm rooting for them. I love them as much as the next guy. However, I do believe they've gotten pretty lucky, leaving some of their opponents wide open from deep, and they've just been missing their shots. Look at Texas Tech, Marquette just missing open threes. They went into overtime with Oakland, so I don't know how much this luck is going to continue to run for them. I don't know how awesome their defense has been from deep. Both of these teams on the season, they're both averaging over this number. NC State 149, Duke 145. I think this should just be at least around 145, but considering the low 3-point shooting from them and from their opponents so far in this tournament, I think we're getting a little bit of a buy low spot here. So you might want to wait and see. You might be able to get this closer to 142, 141.5 maybe. It seems like the steam is on the under, but I think this is a fade the public moment. I think we get a buy low spot, and I think we take the over here. So I like that play. We'll go over to a little SportsLine pick here from our guy Prop Stars, who's up over 61 units right now. He is absolutely crushing it with the NBA props. Again, 61 units up with the NBA props. We're going to go to Anthony Davis here, under 17.5 rebounds and assists. This is because Davis is averaging 16 rebounds and assists on the season. The Nets just playing a slow pace here. So again, trust Prop Stars here. We love his spot. He's been killing it on the NBA season. If you want the rest of Prop Stars breakdown and picks from him and all of our experts, become a SportsLine member with the promo code WINNERS for 60% off the annual plan. That is promo code WINNERS. All right, we got to get to Larry here. But before we do that, let's hear one more word from our partners.
The blackout mystery remains.
Welcome to March Madness. You just never know in the tournament who is going to shine.
Stream March Madness live on any device, anywhere, and be ready for anything.
All right, Larry, I know I took us into one of these college basketball games here, but there is another game that we do have to talk about with the big man down low. So tell us what you got for tonight.
Oh, it's on mute.
Oh, we got a muter.
Oh my God, so embarrassing. I like the look that you had with the over in the Duke game, but I'm still struggling with the side. But the other game, I'm not struggling with the side. I was on Purdue. I was on Tennessee in the Sweet 16, and I love both these teams. But I got to go with the Boilermakers here. I got it at -3, released it last night on SportsLine. It's up to 4 in a lot of places. That's as high as I would go with this. Outside of UConn, Purdue has been the most impressive team in the tournament. Consider that for the whole month of March, they're shooting 44.4% from deep. Consider that not only do they lead the nation all season at 41%, they only shot 4 out of 15 from deep in the first meeting with Tennessee way back in the Maui Invitational. Still won that game by 4. They also missed 19 free throws. But right now, they are just clicking offensively. When Zach Edey gets the ball in the post and he's double teamed and he passes it out, they're hitting 48% of those three-pointers, which shows you how hot the guys are, but it also shows you that Zach Edey's passing has gotten to another level this year. And Tennessee, while I love them and I love, what Dalton Connect does and what Adu has done down the stretch, I just think they're not consistent enough. We saw it against Texas where they struggled and got by, but Purdue, to me, hitting on all cylinders with Lawyer and Smith and Lance Jones, and of course, Edey in the middle. So I'm going to lay the lumber with Purdue. And I'm thinking ultimately we're going to get Purdue UConn in the final.
All right. And that's coming up soon. It's crazy how quickly this is coming to an end here. One more night of college basketball before we head into the Final Four next week in Phoenix, which is just crazy to think about right now. All right. Before we get out of here, let's take a quick look at our recap screen for the team. I am on NC State Duke over 142.5. Snyder is on the Braves team total over 4.5. Austin Riley over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, and Orioles team total over 4.5. Larry is on Purdue -3 against Tennessee, and Prop Stars, our SportsLine SportsLine pick here. Anthony Davis under 17.5 rebounds and assists. All right. We'll get you in and out of here on a Sunday. That's what we like to do. Enjoy your Easter, everyone. Happy Sunday. Let's make some money with that. This is the Early Edge presented by BetMGM, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.